And three, two, one, action. We are live. Good morning, 7:28 a.m. on the East Coast on June the 15th, 2025. A couple things I want to cover. First, stop texting me and emailing me about what other people are saying. Come on, man. If they're on YouTube and I'm interested, I'll see it. If I'm not interested, I don't care, and you can't get me interested uh, by texting me in the middle of the night. I work from 11 p.m. till 9:30 a.m. 4 nights a week, including this night. I'm actually on for another 2 hours, 2 hours and a couple minutes. Uh, and the way I got my little home office set up, all of my computers, my work laptop, my play laptop, and my play tower, they're all using the same monitor, same microphone, same camera, same keyboard, same mouse. So I flip back and cross. I really shouldn't be doing this during work hours, but I got one too many texts about why the WAYMOS. For those of you who don't know, a WAYMOS is a self-driving taxi. I think they use them in Maricopa County, Arizona, and of course in LA County. They may use them in a few other places. It's a taxi without a human being. And as you've seen recently on Fox News and right wing podcasts, the uh, the vandalization of Waymo's taxis in LA during the protests. Okay, and I'd even argue that that aspect of it is rioting. Um, People are opining on it. Hey, Chief, looks lonely up there. Hope you're groovy. I am groovy, and I'm going to try and make this real quick because I want to do this before my work laptop times out so I can get back to work. Waymo's. I don't know if you guys have self-driving taxis in New Zealand, in the Kiwi land, and we don't in most of America, but we do have them in some parts of the United States. Now, someone suggested that someone else suggested that it's a hatred towards Elon Musk. Well, there is a loose tie to Elon Musk, not a direct tie. So if someone said they're angry about Elon Musk, I don't know if they're just ignorant and thinking it's a direct tie, because uh, Waymo is not Tesla. Waymo is not a company that Elon Musk has anything to do with. In fact, Elon Musk is a little bit angry at Waymo because Elon Musk wanted to beat the race of autonomous cars, autonomous taxis, that kind of stuff. We can barely drive ourselves around. Well, we have the same problem here. Tried driving around the DC area yesterday. Oh my God. Okay. Well, actually, other than the fenced off and cordoned off areas, driving around the National Mall was actually easier than it is on a typical summer Saturday. You may have heard there was a big event, and well, the big event was smaller than the typical frisbee throwing, picnicking. Hello, hot mess summer. Great job in Louisville yesterday. Out fucking standing. Uh, I didn't swear this one word. Out fucking standing is one word. Okay, Waymo. Why the Waymo? Okay, it's not a direct tie to Elon Musk. Waymo is not a Tesla. Elon Musk has no stock, no control over Waymo. As you've seen, Fox News and other right-wing podcasts overplay the five or six Waymoses that were utterly destroyed near the Federal District of Los Angeles. By the way, over 10,000 people, no issues at all. Yeah, there were. Yeah, there was a president who a few days ago said, if you protest in D.C., you'll be met with force. Well, yeah. We're gonna make a liar out of him later on today if I have time to render all the video. Yes, you should be proud. Yeah, I saw that. Philadelphia, Houston, even in flood-stricken parts of Texas, red states, blue states, purple states, everywhere. No kings. But in LA, they had two protests going on, several blocks apart. One is the one that's been in the news several days. and that's the ones reacting directly to the ICE raids of farmers, of hotels, of restaurants, ICE raids of schools, elementary schools on graduation day, ICE raids, just going around the neighborhoods in and around LA and blindly raiding a place and then searching to see, are you an illegal immigrant? Are you? They don't even know who the illegal. They're going in without the probable cause, without a search warrant. They're just going to raid a restaurant. By the way, in separate news, Donald Trump is stepping back the raids on farms and hotels. Oh, go figure. Farms where a lot of people in the agricultural industry voted for Trump, and hotels. A lot of people in the hotel industry voted for Trump. But I'm digressing. Our was no king, but also fuck ICE. Yeah. Yeah. Well, the no kings is pretty much generic. Anything that Trump's doing, the ICE raids, the Doge, the the total fucking failure of the Iran thing. Several years ago, when Trump was president the first time, he undid the deal that Obama had made with Europe, Israel, and Iran that would have stopped the Iranian nuclear development program. And just like with USMCA versus NAFTA, what he did, and just like the wall law, the border laws that Obama was, he wanted it defeated so that he could rewrite it and claim this is his. He was working with Iran on a peace deal. The only difference between his peace deal with Iran and Obama's was he was doing it a little bit longer. Obama, I think, had a 5 or 10 year plan. Trump had a 20 or 25 year plan. But by the time Trump tried to go to the table with the Iranians, he had lost all worldly credibility. Nobody in the world sees Trump as someone who's credible. He's betrayed the Kurds. He's betrayed the allies that we had in Syria working for us. He betrayed Afghanistan. After 20 years of war in Afghanistan, what did he do? He put the Taliban back in place. That was, other than getting Osama bin Laden and Al Qaeda, that was our primary cause in Afghanistan, was to get the Taliban out of control because they were hiding Al Qaeda. But the young folks, they don't understand that. Us geezers, we remember that. Okay, so Trump has no credibility at all. And Netanyahu, he sees that Trump has no credibility. He sees that he's going to get nowhere with this Iran nuclear program. So Netanyahu went ahead and said, fuck it, Trump's not going to make any progress. Let's take care of business. Let's defend Israel and and the nukes. And that's what they've been doing. That's because Trump has no credibility with the good guys, no credibility with the bad guys, he has no credibility anywhere. Okay, back to the WAYMOS. Why the WAYMOS? Okay, a WAYMOS is a fully self-autonomous taxi in certain metropolitan areas. And what those taxis do is they drive around, pick up customers, taxi patrons, and they deliver them. And everything's done electronically on credit card. But imagine a car that drives all by itself through the streets of a metropolitan area. It's got to have cameras up the wazoo. And that camera has to work with an AI or a computer system so that every decision a human driver has to make, there's a stop sign. Oh, someone stepped into the pedestrian crosswalk. Someone's running their stop sign. I got to react to that. It's got to do all of that as well or even better than a human being. And it's using cameras and feeding computers. Those cameras have been used by, guess who? ICE and other law enforcement engagements. It's, imagine a WAYMO's driving through Los Angeles, and it picks up someone running out of a jewelry store after making a heist. Boom, there's another picture of it. It runs it through an AI, and we'll get to the AI in a minute, and the law enforcement gets the image. Oh, that's the guy who robbed the liquor store or the jewelry store or whatever, and they go and arrest him because facial Uh, anyway, um, the, the reason that some people in LA are so pissed off at Waymo is because they, unlike most of the protesters, by the way, LA is several miles. The stuff that you're seeing, the burning Waymos and the horses push away the people, the the flashbangs, all that stuff's going in a geographical area smaller than 4 blocks. Yeah, happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. Thank you, money. Um, and uh, yeah, I shouldn't read the chat. I get distracted. Thanks, money. Um, so some criminal out there is probably got a grudge, or maybe some willing to cross certain lines protester decided, oh, we're not safe here because Wamos is taking our picture, and that information is going to LAPD and ICE. We saw MSNB interview several illegal aliens willing to protest without masks. And Imagine a Waymo's driving by. Oh, took the picture. Run whatever. If they ever went to an immigration court, the picture's on file. Yeah. So I don't know the reason for the grudge or the reason for the Operation Security, the OPSEC. But the reason for destroying the Waymos, and I'm not saying I agree or disagree with the idea, but the reason they're doing it is because it's taking pictures from all angles and feeding it to law enforcement. And sometimes it's used in a bad way. Now, the indirect link to Elon Musk is the Trump administration has brought on an AI uh, developed by Elon Musk, not the cars, not the spaceships, not the satellites, not the brain implants, but the AI. The AI that the Waymo is using is that same AI, and it automatically feeds that data to Trump's government databases. How aware of this are the protesters? I don't know. Or are they agitators amongst the protesters? I don't know. But that would be the reason someone would go directly after a Wamos. I saw a right wing podcaster capturing it live as he's restreaming. A lot of these right wingers, they're not getting out there. Um, they're sitting in their sweaty chairs and they're restreaming other people's live streams from the ground. Sometimes news streams, sometimes YouTubers. They're restreaming. Andrew Wilson sitting in his hours and hours of restreaming other people's feeds. And he calls it, quote, owning the libs. While he's just sitting there. The libs are out there making a change. The libs are out there making a difference. Look at the work computer. Okay, I'm good here. The alpha males, they're sitting in their chairs at home in their wife's basements, whatever. Oh yeah, one of the texts I got, and I actually looked for a second. Not only is Andrew Wilson restreaming several people actually on the ground doing stuff, Andrew Wilson is being restreamed of him restreaming by another character who I really don't want to fucking talk about because he's a fucking clown. Another alpha male right-wing podcaster, red pill idiot. And in fact, that's where the question came from. Why the Waymos? The Waymos, because they have cameras feeding AIs that goes directly through Musk AI, which is contracted with the Trump government. Should they do it? Should they not do it? I don't know. But if you're wondering why you had some kid on top of a Waymo's trashing the shit out of the bubble on top, that's not a police bubble. That is a camera mount, has 360-degree camera orientation. And that's what he was going after. And later on, someone burned the shit out of it. So that's why the Waymos. Later on today or tomorrow, when I get off work and I get some rest and I render video, I'm going to prove that when Trump said about his parade, if you come to DC and protest, you will be met with force. Braggadocious bullshit talk. I will render some video. I can't tell you everything I did, but the legal stuff I did yesterday included wearing a fuck Trump hat and a fuck Trump t-shirt and I went into the secure area where the Army 250-degree celebration was going on, 250 year. Uh, Another thing on that, the static displays on the National Mall for the 250th anniversary of the United States Army, that was planned before Trump. What Trump went above and beyond in stupidity was the parade. And the parade had a low turnout. By the way, any given summer Saturday that I go to DC, parking is a bitch. I'll say again, parking is a bitch. Anybody's ever traveled to DC on a weekend and tried to park within walking distance of the National Mall, you know you're spending half your time looking for a goddamn parking spot. Well, my video is going to include me pulling into about 3 blocks away a public parking area that had lots and lots and lots of empty spots. Yeah, there was a crowd around the Army celebration. It was smaller than the crowd of the Veterans March we had back in, I think it was in March, a while ago, the one where Cliff Cash Comedy ran that show. Yeah, the crowd was smaller. However, the crowd there, I don't want to give too much away, but the crowd there was just a mix of people, had nothing to do with the parade. They were there to honor the military. We had MAGAs, we had anti-MAGAs, we had people who don't give a political fuck. But yeah, there were a few people with signs, and they were not met with force. There was this guy with, yeah, okay. There was this guy with the fuck Trump clothing, and I was not met with force. I was met with high fives, fist pumps, hooahs, thumbs ups, positive comments on my attire inside the secure area by the following categories of people: enlisted soldiers, 1 sergeant major, 1 colonel, vendors, TSA at the entry point, Capitol Metro Police, Secret Service. Now, the sergeant major, the colonel, and the Secret Service, I probably will fuzz out the faces and name tags, because you know what's going to happen to their career if the Trump administration sees them giving me, fuck Trump, a big hoo-up or a smile and a thumbs up. But yeah, it was overall a very positive experience. Easy parking. Line was easy to get through. I saw some really cool Army equipment. They've made some changes since '98 when I got out. Pretty impressive, like the squad vehicle that kind of, it's like a large, it's kind of like a Humvee, what do they call it, the ISV, infantry. Oh, by the way, yeah, Trump calls the infantry. He even tried to say it twice. He couldn't say infantry. But, you know, you would think he could, because if adults commit adultery, what do infants commit? Infantry. All right, Trump, different kind of infantry. But okay, I'm rambling. Yeah, when Trump said you'll be met with force, he was full of shit. Because there's going to be, if I render this right, there's going to be a little surprise at the end. It wasn't just a guy with a T-shirt and a hat and another guy with a sign. Is that really a protest? I don't know. That's someone expressing their opinions in their daily lives. What constitutes a protest versus a non-protest? 1 or 2 guys freely expressing their grievance towards the government? Or would it be 5 to 10,000 people marching up on the north side of the White House to Lafayette Park? Shit, I just give it away. But that's okay. I only have 8 viewers. I don't know how many viewers I'll get when I render this. Okay, I'll give it away. The protest, anti-Trump protest, it wasn't the No Kings. It was an unrelated anti-Trump protest. It's not just No Kings, by the way. There are lots of anti-Trump protests. Well, about somewhere between 5 and 10,000 people met at DuPont Circle and marched down 14th Street Northwest to the edges of Lafayette Park. Now, the pussy coward piece of shit, Trump has Lafayette Park usually fenced off. They let people in when Trump's not in the White House or near the White House. But that public park is closed when Trump's in the White House. But they got to the edges of Lafayette Park, and there was more than 5,000. And on their march, police, and I can't really make out their uniforms. Are they Metro Capitol Police on bicycles, are riding alongside and giving them high fives. That's force. That's force, guys. Anyway, all right. I just got my 15-minute warning for my handoff. So I'm going to switch computers, and sometime in the day I'll render yesterday's videos of me doing legal stuff. You're not going to see the illegal stuff for obvious reasons. Y'all have a wonderful Father's Day, and Stupid Humans, Money 20, clash with... Hey, Bile. Is that Bile? Is that the Bile? Is that the guy who got arrested at the... hope you're doing well. I know you as... Well, if that's who I think it is, I know you as Smurf Watch Transparency. Hot Mess Summer, the Kiwi. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, have a happy Sunday, and I'm going to end stream right now. Now.